Hey, welcome back. History of Design. Where are we at? Session 13, National Visions with a Global Dialogue. So great, so great. As usual, we have the mid-session project review. You set up your stuff there. I check in the midweek and you improve your work. Always do the attendance. What is negative space? Poor design choices. Ah, ah. That's really should be it. No, I'm just kidding. It's empty or unused space around elements. That unused, I guess that seems almost bad, but it's you need it. Negative space is needed. So don't forget the negative space. White space, negative space, open space, whatever you call it, it is needed. So there's that first one for you. Tuesday's assignment, as normal, you will do the title and the design. I will quickly go over those, but I'm no longer design them. We are in our birds are flying away from the nest phase. I'll just check your work. You should know how to do this after 12 weeks. So let's though dig in. And of course, these are just some items from the book. There are more items in the book. Feel free, you can navigate to what you like. These are just items from the book that I think are important or we should talk about and see what's happening. So first off, the global village in simultaneity. Of course, and here we are. Advances in technology like the internet, email, and global television shrank the world into a global village where ancient and modern cultures could coexist and influence designers instantly across national boundaries. Yes. And here it is. I mean, here's like, we're looking at a contemporary Asian design harkening back to old Asian traditions, right? 1981. And this was just starting at this time. I can't say this was developing for the next 20, 30 years. Even when I was going to school, it wasn't very global yet. Maybe because we're in Wisconsin, and that's where I went to school is Wisconsin. And but like I didn't start noticing this or developing a mind for this a little bit more until even though I took a class in this until later years when people really started to look like. So when they say the internet, like when people like when the internet started, it was different, and then sharing, and now it's everything. Everybody just pukes up on the internet and thinks everyone wants to see it. But it's a great way to see everything that's happening. And it does influence. And it in the beginning, it is like, oh my God, I saw this one piece that they do in go to Iran and Iraq, which I have on the second page here. I've never seen work like that. Or even 12 years ago, I had the chance to go to India. And I'm looking around, I'm like, oh my God, like, look at the design here. Like, look how crazy it is. And I was like influenced by that for a while. Like, I was like, it was beyond belief in color and jamming things in. It was crazy. But we see it and we're like, oh, I want to use that as an influence. Do I do it now? No. Their stuff is weird in a good way. It fits their culture. It's a very busy, crowded culture. They have very busy, crowded design. But that's starting to make an influence. So like we're moving away from like the old age of where just the oldest or like the scholars would go visit another country and then people would bring it back. So we're starting to gain influence from other areas. And I highly suggest you guys always look up places from other countries. It's hard to say like always fall back on your culture. I am white American and a mixed mash of European, like pretty just standard. And so like looking back and like, oh, okay, I've got a little more tinge toward Polish, but I don't like the Polish design posters. Like those things, I don't get it. They're two above my head. But you should always look around. Look for other influences. Like I said, like I traveled to India, had that opportunity, and I love it. And we have the opportunity now to look at those things and be like, I kind of like that. I kind of want to emulate that and see what's going on. So very cool. British design and pentagram. Pentagram. Formed in 1962, Pentagram Studio became the hub for British design, combining British wit and a sense of unexpected with a deep understanding of history and clean contemporary forms. Pentagram is a design powerhouse. Pentagram is the dream. Pentagram is where every graphic designer who knows about Pentagram would want to be almost. They do the best work ever. They do it in a different way. I think we talked about this twice in this setup. Look up Pentagram if you've never looked up Pentagram and see who they are. They are now worldwide. They have offices in New York and London and blah, 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 you know, like all over the world. They have major offices. They have the top designers working at their offices. And if they don't, the top designer for once did work at their office. They work in groups, these like groups, and they have one main, I believe they call them shareholder. I think it's a shareholder. You become a shareholder. And when you become a shareholder, you're like the executive creative director. So they basically, when you work there and you're good enough, like a Michael Beirut or a Paula Scher, you become a little company within the company. They say, you're now a shareholder. You have your group. You find your work. You do your work. We're hands off of you. We're just backing you. You're on your own, but it all goes and it is a pentagram. You work at Pentagram. Just amazing stuff. I used to know more about them. I'd look them up. Pentagram. The world's largest independent design, you know, like look them up sometime, peruse their stuff, how they work, what they do. It's amazing. Stuff. Yeah. Just so cool. But you know, they have the best minds there. They have the best design minds working for them. So check them out sometime, look at it, and then say, I want to work there sometime. All right. Japanese post-war professionalism, led by Yusaku Kamakura, known as Boss. I'm going to start doing that. I want to be like, I want to be known as Boss. Who gets to do that? You just name yourself Boss. All right. So now we're moving away from hand-drawn traditions and going into technical. So they are based on highly hand traditionally based society, right? We think of that, and I don't want to stereotype, but we think of, you know, them inking, you know, and drawing their letters and their calligraphy. And I hope I'm not stereotyping at all, but that's what we see. So then we're going from that to computers now, where they're starting to say we're not going to do our traditional style anymore. We are going to try some new stuff. We have younger generations coming in. I don't want to, you know, kind of say like it's post-war, but it's post-war rebuild. We're going to start doing stuff a different way now. We have younger people coming in. As we have younger people coming in, traditions tend to change. Traditions tend to maybe not be as important as they used to past generations as we bridge out and become more global. And I think that's the big part. As this global village grows, and then it goes to the British, it goes to the Japanese, you know, like it goes to the Dutch. As we're growing as people, we're looking around more. We're not secluded to our own country. We're not secluded into seeing only what we saw. And sometimes with that tradition, is we do what was done before us. And we have to. There's a learning phase for everything. Where I'm teaching you, there are lessons in my 103 that harken back to what I did and when I took a quote unquote design elements and principles class. We're teaching the same thing. But now I've actually developed it into now more using the computer, getting you doing different things, looking at different things and understanding different things. So we're breaking away from the full tradition, but we're still understanding that this comes from somewhere, which, you know, again, bridging the gap between industry and graphic creativity, opening up. And we don't always have to do it the same way. I want to do it in the computer instead of doing it this way or that way or the other one. Which then moves us into Zen Buddhism and nonverbal communication. Many Japanese designers, Kiyoshi Sato, drew inspiration from Zen Buddhism. Silence is communication. Now we're getting into conceptual design, global dialogue. Excuse me. And this is now beyond the tradition. How can I speak to people in a new way? We are moving away from our traditions. We're starting to use the computer, and now we need the communications to follow that. And by doing that, we start to create things that maybe are a little bit different than what we've always seen. We have the opportunity because of time, because we're not doing things the way we always used to do them. Then I can look and be like, I can do this differently, which means my message can now be different. So in front of you, while you watch this, unless you're watching on your phone, well, damn, your phone as well. You can do stuff on your phone that is more advanced than people were able to do in the 80s. So now you look to what can I do with those to speak to different generations, speak to different people, speak differently instead of just doing the same thing. You can do absolutely anything. And that's also why we teach history. We want to be, because you can then go backwards. And like, oh, maybe I am going to be more of a conceptual designer. We have names for everything. And you can choose to work that way and have that style develop where, like, when somebody gives you that assignment, that there's a tendency to let you speak your own language while also completing it. So, you know, if this is, they wanted to speak this language, no matter what the assignment, well, you can do that now. It is far easier to do that. That's cool. You know, just to go back and look and read and, like, I mean, in the book, you know, we'll look at the book for a minute later on, but there's some really cool. I really love some of, like, I forget the guy. I apologize. I forget the guy's name. Does a very graphic, like, I want to say optical illusions, but visual illusions that they're very, very cool. Dutch pragmatic constructivism. In the post-war Netherlands, design was heavily influenced by pragmatic constructivism, drawing on local traditions like the Still movement while incorporating modern influences from Switzerland. Exact same thing, right? Different people doing the same damn thing. We have this and we want this. Let's mix them together. We got the grid. Well, let's make the grid, you know, like that kind of stuff. So now, again, it's more combining. Just it's a different country doing it. It's no different than kind of like when everybody came to America after World War I and the Nazis. And I think that was where I'm horrible with my wars. I'm not good at them at all. But when we got everybody over after the Bauhaus, you know, like, and we were like, you can do whatever you want over here. They kind of were able to do whatever they wanted over there. And then people said, you can't do what you want anymore. And they said, well, we're leaving you and we're going to America and we're going to do whatever we want again. And this is kind of like that idea of like, because we're not at home anymore, we don't have to do our normal traditions. But here they're like, we are at home, but we're seeing more stuff from the global village that we're going to start to combine and change our ideas. I like this. I think this is like very similar to Pushpin and Mad Men and stuff like that, where the total design, the TD approach, is there a team approach to massive visual identity programs? That's sort of, if you work at a design agency, that is what you're going to get. I worked at a marketing agency where we had a design group, and then we had different. I was an art director, and I had a team. There's another art director. They had a team. Our teams would meld and mix and match, because what we would do is, in this total design or team approach, is I would say I have this project, and I know all the designers that work here. I know their styles and what they're good at. I would be like, I want this person and this person and this person to work on this project as a team, because I know how they work together. I know their styles, and I know they're going to be able to knock it out of the park. And I would say that's very much the same way. And that's very much the way that a lot of design agencies will work, is you'll work, they'll get to know you, they'll understand the best way you work, the best things you do, and then you get into that area, and then you're used for that. And it's not a bad thing. It's like, it's calling on your talents. And so that's something that happens when you start to do that kind of stuff and you work at design agencies. This total design approach. I can't say it was groundbreaking. It was very similar to the messing up the name, but with George Lois, and they're like, we need the writers and the graphic designers to sit together. Now this is even bigger. We're going to get a group of designers who are going to share their ideas instead of just one designer doing it all. And we're going to have a bunch of designers share their ideas. And then like, this person's going to take this part, and then it's all going to kind of meld together. So that is what's happening. So social responsibility. Now there is a big move. There is a big move in this. Use the work to address social and political issues. It's a great thing to do. If you can do it, do it. If you can spend the time, do it. If it's great, do it. I'm back at 100%. The thing is some of it is preached about and preached to, but I feel like not always then backed up, meaning like, in order to be able to do this stuff, you also still need to live, right? You need to make money. And when you do social work like this, maybe the pay isn't as high. And so maybe you can't always do it all the time. And so what they do is they find like groups like Wild Pleken, is people doing it for free. So there is a group in Wisconsin called Serve, and they have the same thing. I believe they were started with Hanson Dodge. I could be wrong. One of the big groups in Milwaukee developed a fully kind of free nonprofit design agency, and they do phenomenal work. But there's a couple things with that phenomenal work. One is it's all volunteerism. So you volunteer to do the work. You're not getting paid. You're helping nonprofits get design work. And because of that, when you're doing work kind of for free, you're allowed to do whatever you want to do. And so it can be crazy. It can be stuff that no other client would accept if they were kind of paying for it. And I don't know if that makes sense to you all, but it is that like the client is like, well, we would like this. And you can be like, well, we're doing this and it's free. And they're like, okay, we'll just take what you're giving us. And then, it can be a little bit louder, a little bit crazier. You can look them up as well. They work all around the nation, and I fully support them. But that's, again, once you're established, once you can do free work for people, then that's when you can do free work for people. So I feel like when Serve first kind of started, they made a big deal about it, but they weren't really like talking about like, well, you can't fully do this and make a living off of it. Like it was another company supporting another, like they had a company supporting another company. So the money that was made at one company could funnel to the other company. And that's how they're able to like kind of back up what they're doing and have it work. So there's that, but I fully back it. If you can do it, that's when you get older, you do it. Conceptual posters and visual puns. We have more time for this, right? We can do this. This maybe harkens off of this. And maybe when I say we have more time for it, technology allows us to do it. Technology means it doesn't take as much time as it used to do a design. We're still bridging. We're still at a point where some people are not all converted to a computer yet. It's just the 80s. When I started at my ad, the 91. Some of these posters from 81. They had just gotten computers, or they got computers my second or third year there. So they were still teaching paste up at a college. They hadn't gone into computers yet. I could be a little bit off on that. And then I taught a computer class there soon after, but it wasn't, they were, coming in the 90s. But with new technologies, which means you can design fast, you can design easier, you can do fun stuff like this. You can do a political poster, and where it's not all hand paste up and it takes forever, you'd be like, oh, I can kind of do this. I have an idea. I want to do it. I want to make a poster. And then you can get it out there to the people. So it makes it far, far more easy. And then that can be, you can do social responsibility and conceptual posters and get those, communicate complex social messages to people. So that is pretty rad in itself. And these all have, like, I reading through this and developing this, I was like, these are all kind of the same. It's just from different areas. The Chinese cultural blend, Chinese designers like Yu Bingnan and Wang Min successfully merged traditional Chinese arts like calligraphy and painting with Western design. Like we just talked about that. Here it was done in Japan. I drew the clay, and here it's done in China. So same thing. We're just, the doors are opening. Everybody's opening their doors. Everybody's seeing what everybody's doing. You don't have to travel to that country to see it and buy it and get it and bring it home. We're just sending pictures. We're starting to send pictures and share, and things are getting cross borders and things are opening up. And then, same with the Iranian graphic revolution. We're starting to see what everybody else is doing. We're starting to see like, hey, I can do it differently now. Wait, these people are doing it like that. I want to do that. Why can't I do that? There's no reason you can't do it. And so you do it. It's a small world out there. As we all know from Artemis now and seeing the Earth from far away, it's a small world. And borders are opening up. And then even with that, like even if there's restrictions, people still are getting things passed. And we're seeing what people are doing. And we're seeing everything. And we can use that. And we can use that to develop our pieces, to make them look more modern, bring in it, but still hold tradition. I love this rug behind the face, and like so well done. It's such a brilliant piece. It's like so rad. And it's so fun. I don't know what this one says. It's too small. Common. I don't know. But we're just bringing things together, making things more important, and sharing ideas and sharing designs, and And it's just really becoming a brand new world. All right. So those are my perspectives on it from what I got out of the book. Let's dig around. As always, we'll do a little title. And as we've started getting further, start to develop these maybe a little bit together. Do the title and have the title work with your piece that you take out from there. Again, each one, we flip-flop. So this is InDesign. We're going to be using InDesign 6.5 and 1.5. Follow the rules. There's the title. Only 2 colors, only 1 font, and a couple typographic modifications. So you're just not typing out the words. Being creative. I just typed it out on white. Thanks for being creative. Anybody could do that. Give it to my mom. She'll type that up. So you know what to do there. For this one, of course, look through the book. Find something in the book that sparks your interest, a design style, a design area, whatever it may be. Cruise through it. Look at, look that 6.6 like that. What? That's so rad. Just great stuff. So dig around. Find something that sparks your interest. Look at this. This is so 80s. I love it. I mean, it's at this point where like we're doing stuff we couldn't do before. Like, and this whole like, it was easier to figure out this perspective stuff, like, and copying and pasting and moving, like, and then drawing the line, like using what's there. Even this crazy stuff. Easier. It's almost like it's easier to do that collaging in the computer now, Oh, this is who I was talking about, where it's the high heel, like the dance shoes and the legs up and down. Brilliant. Everybody loves this one where the bullet's going into the gun. I like it. It's creative, but really great stuff. So take a look through, find somebody, get your information, design it up, 5 images, 200 words. What? This is that old? 2355. When did this come out? I mean, I thought it was newer than the 80s. Helvetica, the movie. 2007. So this came out in 2007. All right. It's just weird that it's in there. All right. We're going to newer stuff. It keeps going. So I only did a portion. So newer stuff, jumped around. There's a lot of stuff in there. Have some fun. Pick your poison. This one is an Illustrator. What are we? 14 by 5, nice and long, lots of room. And again, you know what to do. So with that said, Thursday, I will go over Project C Part 3. I will explain more about the 2-color process using only 2 inks, black and a color, combining those, playing around with images, converting images, and having fun. So that will just kind of be more of a playground than a design. But I want you to know what to do and not be like, I didn't know how to do that. So I will teach you. With that said, any questions, comments, or concerns? All right, cool. We got just a couple sessions left. We're winding down. I think we have 14 and 15. 2 more chapters left. I think there may only be 1 chapter left. I think there's only 1 chapter left. Let's see. Kind of get you guys excited about the rollout. Yep, just 1 chapter left. Then you're assigned your final designs, and then it's the end of the semester where you turn everything in. So, all righty. Well, with that said, I look forward to seeing your work. I'll be checking stuff shortly. And Thursday, we'll go over the zine. And I'll work with showing you how to translate some stuff and get some cool colors going on. All right. Take care. Bye-bye.